let's get it cranked up for all the folks going to the Sealy Outdoors Big Bass Splash. It's a big week this week out of Lake Fork. Hashtag Go Lake. It's going to be a big one this week. So wait and get a few guys gathered up in here, see what's going on. Looks like we're already getting a couple comments. All right, Ben Bossy, Kevin Jones, appreciate you guys joining us tonight. What is up, Mr. Joe? Chris Wells. Should have a big crowd tonight, man. It's big to doing. It's a big day at the lake starting tomorrow morning. You guys are going to be getting after some Sealy bass. And I'm here to help you tonight with what baits have been working best for me. Hopefully will work best for you and put you on a few more bass and maybe even get you paid. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody knows it's the fastest who get paid, and it's the fastest who get... Well, never mind. We won't go there, Ricky Bobby. But yeah. Big Pirate. Somebody's talking about Big Pirate, Big Pirate. What's up, Hayden Decker? Good to see you in here. Random Skills. Head Case Baits. Head Case Baits. I saw you made a comment, something about a chatterbait that you're making a prototype of. I would be more than happy to take a look at it if you want to send me some pictures or text me about it after the live stream. After the live stream, because you'll interrupt the live stream if you text me now. That'll be cool, man. I would love to take a look at it and see what you got going on there. I might be interested in working with you on that. Sharp new boat. Thanks, man. The old Dark Knight. Batman boat. No Bat boat. Dark Knight. Old DK. She got about 5 names already, so you know I love her. Oh, well. I guess without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start talking about some baits. First and foremost is a video we released last night. Somebody asked how many hours did Old Red have. Old Red had about 560 hours in 20 months. 20 months? 21 months maybe, something like that. Had 560 hours. I put about 300 a year on them. So, I'm sorry, I keep reading comments because you guys are awesome. So, man, there's a lot of people here tonight. That is so cool, man. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. First top bait for me, guys, been the most consistent bait. I was catching a lot of really good unders. Even caught an over for us. Is the little owner flashy swimmer deal that I talked about last night on the Guys Network. I'm using a Kitech 3.8, and I'm using a Smash Tail Junior. Both of those baits, kind of rotating them, see which one they want more. On a 3/0 owner flashy swimmer hook. That bait's been the most consistent bait. Second most consistent bait has been the wacky worm, wacky rig trick worm that we talked about a couple weeks ago. So all these baits we've been talking about lately, I've been trying to put the baits on the channel that are working right now to give you guys detailed instruction to help y'all for this big tournament we got this weekend. So the wacky worm, wacky rig trick worm, nail weight in the head, watermelon candy's been the best color for me. White on the swim baits. Just anything white has been the color on the swim baits. Number 3 bait, and this is just kind of a, we're not getting a lot of bites on it. Sometimes, though, they'd rather eat, sometimes you'll pick up a bonus fish, an extra fish in that grass on it. It's a 3/8 ounce chatterbait, chartreuse and white, with the impact shad as a trailer. It's just, we're not catching a lot of fish on that. We're not catching fish every day on it, but we do pick up some bonus fish in those grass flats every once in a while. Now let's talk about 2 deep water baits. So you got some unders, had some fun, you've caught some fish, cashed a couple checks hopefully. Now you're like, man, I want to try and win this thing. I need a new boat. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes, and my truck needs a new boat. So let's win this thing. Without a doubt, the number 1 bait, and the bait that wins more Sealy Outdoors and Berkeley Big Bass tournaments every late summer or early fall, is the biggest ribbon tail worm you got in red shad. Red shad seems to be the best color right now. There's nothing wrong with throwing the plums. There's nothing wrong with throwing blue fleck. It's a real popular color this time of year as well. And all these colors can work. You guys know I'm not a real big on color, but a 10-inch or 12-inch or 15-inch ribbon tail worm rigged with a 1/4 ounce tungsten and a 6 or 7/0 EWG hook is without a doubt your best bet. Fishing that in about 14 to 15 foot on main lake points in the timber is without a doubt the best bet that you have to win the tournament. And Mike McFarland, my buddy Mike, he kind of proved that because he stuck to that pattern this week a lot. He had a lot of pre-fishing. He was showing a lot of people how to do that. Fished that pattern a lot, and he caught a few really big fish this week. So he proved it. We all know it. It happens year after year at these deals. If you want to win, get that big old ribbon tail worm on and work them trees. And last but not least, for my top 5 baits, and this is just, I haven't caught a fish on Lake Fork on them yet this fall. I'm sure others have. But this is just more of one in that I just have faith in a bait to catch a giant, and it's a big flutter spoon. You guys know my favorite is the original Big Joe flutter spoon, the Jumbo Joe, big 7-inch one. I would, in areas that don't have the timber on main lake points, I would have no problem spending a lot of time clanking that old hubcap around down there and lobbing it out there and seeing if I can get something to get a hold of it, because if you do, you can catch a giant. Come down to Johnston Bayou and go teal hunting. Dude, we got all the teal on Lake Fork I could want right now. There's a bunch of teal on Lake Fork, by the way, for you duck hunters out there. Bilge pumps better be working all weekend. Good thing for me is while this big tournament's going on, I will not be fishing, so my boat will not be out in all that rain. Derek Steele, I like that. Says he wants to see if I can get Casey Subdack from 6 Cents Fishing to come up for one of your Friday seminars and talk about 6 Cents lures and rods. That's actually a really good idea, and I will talk to him about that. That is a phenomenal idea. Thank you for that, Derek. Ben Shope says he's going to have to relearn my ride so I can let you know what Wagner loves when I catch you. Oh, okay. Impact Fat and Kitech. Yeah, that's the only Kitech. That's the only swim bait. Here's what I think about the Kitech Fat Swing Impact. It is the only swim bait I throw that is not a Smash Tech swim bait. Period. It's a really good bait. It has a place for me because it has a wider tail wag than the Smash Tail Junior does. But it's the only bait that I throw that's not a Smash Tech swim bait as far as swim baits go. Manuel Roca, what's up, brother? Glad to see you here. Did I get my... Actually, you know what? I do want to send a shout-out to one of you guys out there. Actually, the man that was fishing with a subscriber on the video this week sent me some custom-made yellow, which you can't really see them in here in this deal, but custom-made stickers just for the old Dark Night. So we're going to have her... I'm talking about Pimp My Ride. You know what I'm saying? We did MTV Cribs. Now I got to do a Pimp... Who wants to see a Pimp My Ride boat episode? Transformation from Old Red to the Dark Night. Who wants to see that? Let me know. Drop it in the comments. One bait next month, and that's it. What's it gonna be? Wow, that's a great question. And one that I haven't thought of. One bait next month, which is in like 10 days, 8 days, whatever it is. I don't know, man. That's so hard to do in the fall. Lipless crankbait. Lipless crankbait and a shad pattern. Gold chrome, probably. Had a 13-man limit on those teal. Wow. That's impressive, dude. That's really good for teal hunting. That is some phenomenal teal hunting. Oh, wow, God, you guys are going fast. Have been throwing the Movement 80X lately. I've started throwing it a little bit. I find they bite it better when it gets colder. Like November is kind of when I really pick that Movement 80X up and really start grinding it out. I almost said the Movement 80X for October, but I was thinking about it. I always end up throwing it more in October and getting bit more in November than I do in October. So I saw a good question pop in here. Let's see who asked it. Fishing with Jason the Basket. How do you get sponsors? This is a good question. It's something I get asked a lot with high school fishing and all that. I'm a big believer, guys, in just giving. You know, open honesty and giving. So so with the Smash Tech deal, I fished some Smash Tech baits when they first started coming out with the big weedless convict, when they were making some of the first big weedless swim baits. There wasn't, there was line throughs, but there wasn't big profile weedless baits on the market. And he came out with that convict years ago, and I just started fishing it, and immediately I started catching fish. Well, I just started playing with a GoPro too, so I made some videos of Smash Tech custom baits working, not because I was trying to get a sponsorship, but because those baits worked, and I wanted to share that. And they were a great bait. It was a local company. He was a good guy. It wasn't an official partnership, but I just wanted to share the news about this awesome new bait. And that kind of led to a deal where later in that year, I don't know, maybe even the next year, might have been over a year after that maybe, I was actually doing more YouTube videos, and I was guiding, and me and my buddy Andrew Grills went out on Lake Monticello, and Andrew had already been kind of working a deal with him. And when Andrew asked Heath Taylor to bring him some baits for that video, he brought some out because we were shooting a video and we are going to be using his baits again. And we had a phenomenal video. And I just, again, wasn't on his pro staff or anything like that, but just gave to him, promoted his company, showed his company on camera, showed his baits on camera. And so I believe in giving up front, and they'll come to you. I never pursued Smash Tech. It just kind of happened. 6 Sense Fishing, I've known Casey. We knew each other in high school, actually. Went to high school together. Then didn't talk to each other for 15 years. Kind of found out that he owned that company when I was getting into the fishing world as an adult, or back into the fishing world, I should say, after I got out of the Marine Corps. And I just kind of sent him an email and said, hey, man, your baits are phenomenal. I'm going to use them. Look forward to working with you somewhere down the road. And that was the one that I actually went out and pursued. I actually sent him an email and said, man, I really like your baits. I've been fishing them already. I'm going to keep fishing them. At that time, I was fishing small, local jackpot tournaments, nothing major. But just told him that, as my fishing career developed down the road, I would look forward to working with him, and hopefully we could work together, because I knew him personally, knew he was a good guy. And, that's just kind of how all my stuff's come around. Ronnie Parker, I just got to meet him through people I knew when I was working with LFT, and that relationship just kind of developed over time. So I never went out and pursued sponsorships. I think if you go out and you do your thing, and you're open and you're honest and you tell the truth and you share the good news about good baits, and you're willing to share that good news about good baits, companies will see that when you're using their stuff, and they will come to you, because that's been my experience. That's what's happened for me. So don't go out asking for nothing. Don't give expecting something in return. Just give openly with no expectations, and those companies will find you. Where can we get your hoodie? You talking about this shirt hoodie? Or this sweater hoodie? Sweater hoodie you can order on the website. The shirt hoodie is out of stock and has been for quite some time. And I don't know if it'll ever come back in, this exact one. But we are working on some new apparel to offer you guys sometime within the next 6 months, hopefully. But, that stuff, it takes a long time. I just got too many irons in the fire sometimes. It's hard for me to keep up with everything. Would the rain alter your fishing techniques or color? I would stick with the white on the swim baits. I would maybe change to a green pumpkin on my wacky worm, but other than that, no, it wouldn't change anything. The deep baits, man, it's already dark in that deep water even when it's bright, so. How would I fish lakes with tons and tons of docks? I actually grew up on a lake with a ton and ton of docks, Lake Conroe. How would I fish those lakes this time of year? It's simple. I would start I'd pick a creek arm, whatever creek arm you have a lot of faith in, or cove, or whatever you want to call it on your given lake. Just an area of the lake, a section of the lake you have a lot of confidence in. And I would start working every dock that is in relation either on the side or on the tip of a point. And I would hit every dock that's on a point until I started kind of figuring out which docks they were holding on. I would work the docks from the outside to the back. I think you're more likely to catch fish on the outside of the docks this time of year. As they're moving into these coves and pockets and creeks, they're going to stop on the outside of those docks as they move in and out. So that's kind of how I would start on docks. I love a finesse jig this time of year on a dock. Also love a shaky head this time of year on a dock. How did you get into fishing? This is a question I don't have an answer to. I've been fishing, bass fishing, literally since before I can remember. There's literally pictures of my dad carrying me in a bassinet across a creek over on a log, walking over a creek in a bassinet to take me to a pond he was fishing, taking me with him pond fishing before I was even able to. I was a baby. I was in a bassinet. So I've been going on fishing trips since long before I can remember. And I don't even remember my first bass. I was so young. So it's always been there in my blood. I probably started fishing when my mom was pregnant with me and she went fishing with my dad. That's probably how I got started. It's part of me. It's been part of me my whole life. I was lucky to have a family that got me into it is the answer, I guess. Fastest way to find productive grass mat. The fastest way to find a productive grass mat is to do your map study at home before you get there. Find the areas of the lake that tend to hold the most grass using Google Earth, and then take a contour map of that lake and study it and look for the contour changes. Then when you get to the lake, identify the sections, lock down the sections that you know have good healthy grass, and then immediately go to those contour changes, points, humps, creek channel swings within that grass mat. That'll help you narrow down kind of the needle in the haystack aspect of grass. I love to get in a grass mat and find that hidden underwater structure that's under there and then zero in on that group of fish. That's one of my favorite things to do. Berkeley chips. You can start ordering Berkeley chips right now. We will not ship them until the middle of next week. Berkeley chips, you can order them today. We're going to have tournament-specific chips for the Berkeley tournament that will be available right now. You can order them right now. They just won't ship out till the middle of next week, so you won't get them until probably the beginning of the week after that. What's my favorite spot to fish in Houston? I don't have one in Houston. Man, Conroe, just because I have so many memories there. I like Lake Raven a lot in Huntsville. In Houston, some old farm ponds from some people in Conroe and Willis that I could take you to. I got some good ones. How far are we from full-blown fall bite? I would say 2 to 3 cold fronts. One of them's coming this week. 2 to 3 cold fronts is how far we are from the full-blown fall bite. Favorite brand of fluorocarbon line is going to be Seaguar Red Label. One, because it's very dependable, great knot strength, very tough and durable line. It's just really dependable and it's really affordable. As a guide, I go through a lot of line. And so having a line that's tough, good knot strength, and not going to lose fish, but it's also affordable at the same time, that's a big deal to a guide. So Seaguar Red Label, it does have a little more memory. It's a little bit stiffer than some fluorocarbons, but it is tough and it is affordable. So that's what I use. Biggest bass ever caught is 3 pounds. Need help and tips. Well, buddy, I'm trying to bring them to you every week, man. Hopefully this channel's helping you a little bit. Just stay at it. It will happen. Just stay at it. Somebody said they got a lecture about Red Label on the trip with me. Probably so. I'll preach to you about that Red Label. I believe in it. Crappie-itis, yes sir, will do. Larry Sackett says, memory is brutal on Red Label. Anything you do to help it. See, I don't. But here's the deal. I'm not going to sit here and tell you there's not a better brand out there. If you're willing to spend the money, you can find better fluorocarbon. But the deal with me is I use that line every day. It gets stretched like every day. So the memory's not near as bad of an issue when you fish every single day. I mean, that's kind of how that works. So, no, I don't do anything for the memory, but it doesn't really affect me as bad. Does the FX fit in the garage? The FX fits in the garage. It's in there just like old Red. She's tucked in. Old Dark Knight's in there just sleeping away right now. What do I see the fish doing around the second week of October? Well, fishing around the second week of October is usually really good. That's when it really starts to, typically October 15th to Thanksgiving, to me is kind of the peak fall bite, peak fall period. They'll start getting, at that time, they'll really be starting to get in big schools. You'll be able to catch them out deep. on different stuff. I mean, Carolina rigs, Alabama rigs, spoons, be a lot of different things that'll work out deep. And you'll be able to start getting that lipless crankbait going in the backs of the grass flats. Chatterbait will be a player for sure, a swim jig. It's a really fun time. It's a great time for people that are new to bass fishing or trying to learn. They're kind of beginners. Great time for them to go fishing is second half of October, first half of November. What was the deal with the power pole when I was doing the break-in video? So if you don't know on power poles, you're supposed to bleed air out of the lines before you use them. And like a big dummy, just out of habit, I backed the boat off the trailer the first time she's ever been cranked. Backed her off the trailer, beached it to go park the truck, and I dropped the poles. That one got stuck about halfway down. I didn't bleed the air out of the lines, and so it wouldn't come all the way up. Well, I only had 3 hours of dark, not even. I had about 2.5 hours of dark, and I had 3 hours of break-in to go. So I just had to roll with it down, boys. I mean, it's just how that went down. Ever do a lake breakdown on Texoma or any Okie lake? I can. I did one on Texoma at a high school seminar with some kids. I just picked a couple spots. But yeah, we can do some Oklahoma lakes. Drop me a couple in there. I'll take a look at them. What finesse jig do you use? Well, I do use the 6-inch hybrid jig and 3/8 ounce, and I will use. I'll either trim the skirt. They make a hybrid skirt, or I'll trim it to a hybrid skirt style. But also for a true finesse jig, 1/4 ounce, 1/8 ounce, stuff like that, Santone has the Texas finesse jig is a great little finesse jig with a good stout hook. It works very well. Favorite time to fish? I get this asked all the time. And here's the deal that you got to know. Fall, winter, and spring are all very close. I love fishing all three. Summer, especially late summer, is definitely my least favorite. This time we just came out of August and September, my least favorite time of year to fish. Really from like July 20th to September 10th, 15th. That's my least favorite couple months. And there's a big gap between those and the rest of the year. The rest of the year all has things going on that I really love. But maybe my favorite time of year is most likely November. You got the big schools that establish in October. You start catching more bigger fish as you get into November. And there's really nobody. There's a lot of people hunting. There's a lot of people watching football. There's just not a lot of people on the lake. And the fish, when you find them, they're there to chew, buddy. I really love November fishing. What kind of fishing will we be doing at the end of November? At the end of November, potentially big swim baits, big spoons out deep, definitely a Movement 80X and a chatterbait, lipless crankbait, grass fishing, starting to get into that winter grass fishing, and probably be throwing that old jig, creek channel swing. That's kind of when that deal starts going down. So now you start to see why November is probably my favorite month, because it's a lot of techniques that I really love to do, and big fish techniques, and man, I'm telling you, it's awesome. The only thing bad about the end of November, if you catch the wrong side of a really bad cold front, it can be brutal, boys. It can be really tough. Jerkbait, jerkbait's my nemesis. The jerkbait is my bane bait. I hate bait. I hate the jerkbait. Where can we find all these baits for cheap? Good baits usually ain't cheap, but Picasso chatterbaits, I've never thrown them. They might be good. I don't know. Is the blade attached directly to the head? If it's not, I'm not interested. That's right. If you're going to go to 6 cents lures, you can get a little bit of a discount on them. You can punch in the code Your Lake Fort Guide on in the promo box on the checkout screen. Get a 10% discount on all orders. 6centsfishing.com. The jackhammer is cheap. Yeah, bro, I spend $20 on chatterbaits, so don't ask me where to find fishing tackle for cheap. I have no idea. On the underspin, I had a 5-aught, but I like the 3-aught better. Is there a big reason for that? So the underspin, I'm throwing the 3-aught because of the size bait I'm throwing. I'm throwing the 3.3 Kitech, the Smash Tail Junior. The 3-aught hook just fits them better. The 5-aught hook I throw when I step up to the 4-inch baits, either Kitech or Smash Tail, full-size Smash Tail. I'll throw a 5-aught hook on those, and the hollow bellies that are 4.5 inches as well. I'll throw a 5-aught hook. So really, I just match the hook to the bait size so it doesn't interfere with the tail action. When you throw a 5-aught hook on a 3.5-inch bait, it kind of starts getting back in that tail action and keeps it from doing its thing. Someone must have texted me. No, we actually do have some storms right around us tonight, so that's probably what happened there. It's been pretty good, though. It held up a long time. Just all East Texas. East Texas Wi-Fi. Thoughts on copolymer? First time using it. Feels like mono, a ton of stretch. Yeah. Copolymer, that's just a sales tactic to sell a different kind of line, but it's basically mono. That's what it is. Anybody else teal hunting? Old Luke Wolf's on them teal. He's on them teal now. Underspin is an owner flashy swimmer. Yeah, owner flashy swimmer is the one that I'm using. That's the weedless underspin that we use. What is my favorite bait to throw in shallow stumps? 100,000% Movement 80X. It bounces off wood so good. It's a shallow crankbait, 6 cents Movement 80X. It deflects off those stumps so good. Gets some really great reaction bites from big fish. Teal colored square bill, maybe. Yeah. If they make a teal colored Movement 80X, I'd throw it. I guarantee you. That thing looks so good in water. It don't even matter what color it is. Add some aluminum foils in my Wi-Fi antenna. That's funny. £20, my primary pound test. 20-pound is I probably use that more than anything else on fork. Yeah, I throw a lot of 15 and 12 fluorocarbon though on weightless plastics and spinner baits, and that's about it. Vertical or horizontal eye on your jigs, and why? Vertical, because I fish a lot of lakes with a lot of heavy cover, and vertical eyes come through hang-ups better. How is the bite on Rayburn? I have no idea. I'm assuming you're talking to somebody else within the comments. Are spinnerbaits good around stumps? Spinnerbaits can be very good around stumps. Yeah, that's something I used to do a lot of. What do I change if I'm skin hooking while using crankbaits? Tried color with a little difference. Try size. Change size profile. Change your retrieve. The speed. What I was saying about the shallow crankbait, when you're skin hooking, they're not getting the bait real good. Try changing the size of your crankbait, and then try changing your receive. Give it your retrieve. Give it a little stop and go. Give it a little, whine, snap it. Just try putting some different stuff in your retrieve to get them to commit to it. What's the top speed on the new boat? I haven't had a chance to get it all the way unwound. That one day when I was running like 71, 72, I think I put that on the little clip of the video, but I was running in a side shot with pretty good wind, so it's I haven't got it all the way unwound. I know when I had an FX20 before I used to have the Red Rocket before I had Old Red, back before I was doing all these videos. And that FX20 was 2014 FX20, and it would run like 75 with just me in it. It was fast. 75, 76, it was quick. The Dark Knight is using too much power. It does. Dark Knight's a powerful boat, man. It's sucking up all the power to recharge. That's funny. I can reel both ways. Look. I can reel this way or I can reel this way. I'm ambidextrous. I was a switch hitter in baseball once. about the signal. Really sorry about signal tonight. Apologize for that. Old Red lives forever. Appreciate that. That's funny. But because we are having 91, holy cow, man, we're getting it. Wow, look at this. We have almost 100 people live. That's so awesome, man. That's so awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining us. It's incredible. Do I do any punching in the fall? I kind of get away from punching in the fall. Fish get out and they go to chasing bait more, so I kind of go to throwing a lot more moving baits. So I like punching, but to me, it's a post-spawn and summertime technique. There is a little bit of one that happens in the right situation in winter. It's rare that we get that situation around here. But there is a good punching bite in some bodies of water, especially over there in Louisiana. There's a good wintertime punching bite. It's really good. Carbons, those Lowrance carbons are phenomenal. That's the best graph I've ever owned. I'm so impressed with it. It's really, really good. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. We're having signal problems. Unbelievable amount of people. Unbelievable amount of interaction with you guys. A lot of questions tonight. Really appreciate it. I know I didn't get to everybody, but they were coming in so hot. Y'all were coming in a little hot tonight. I couldn't quite keep up. I'm not known for speed. I'm known for comfort, if you know what I'm saying. But, anyways, Manuel Roca, that bite in the winter happens all over the state of Louisiana. We will talk about that more in the winter. I will get to it. Awesome. Thank y'all. Good luck in Sealy's. Hope you guys all catch them. Go to 6S Fishing, order some baits, punch in that code, your Lake Fork Guide. Get you a little 10% discount down there in the promo box on checkout screen. Hit up SmashTechBaits.com. They are the best. And, yeah, go catch some more bass. And then come back here next Thursday and tell me all about it. Until then, we'll see y'all next time right here on your Lake Fork Guide.